Hi everyone, Marcus is a weak hero. Yup, it's a fact that exists in today's games. Maybe some of you think that this is a ridiculous and stupid statement, and you might want to refute it in the comments right now. But you better not to be hasty. Please be patient and hold it in your minds first. I'm gonna reveal the details of why Marcus is such a weak hero. So please watch this video. The slowest hero. Marcus is the hero with the slowest movement in the game so far. See, he takes more than 3 seconds for just one heavy attack. Well, now, let's compare it with the heavy attacks of other heroes who have the same range as Marcus. Marcus's heavy attack is 1 second slower compared to King of the Legion. With Monkey King, Marcus is still 1 second slower. You know, 1 second is not a short amount of time in a fight. In that 1 second difference, there will be a lot of things that happen. Marcus's attacks can be avoided by his opponent, or even interrupted by his opponent with his own attack. Now let's compare the hit time between Marcus attacks and the other heroes. Marcus's heavy attacks are 36 milliseconds slower to hit opponents when compared to King of the Legion. The upper attack is 20 milliseconds slower. Marcus' basic attack is 2 times slower than Link. When compared to Azuma, Marcus' special attack is 15 milliseconds slower. Marcus's spinning attack is 45 milliseconds slower than Legion King's attack. And this one is insane. Link's is more than 2 times faster than Marcus. Poor Marcus. All types of his attacks are slower than the attacks of other heroes in the arena, even when assisted by glitch talent. There are still many heroes who can easily overcome Marcus' attacks. And I'm sure some of you think that it's natural, because Marcus' attack range is long. Yeah, there is a point too, but please don't forget the King of the Legion, Monkey King. Shang and Azuma, they all have the same range as Marcus, but they are all faster. Then, if you still think that, Marcus should have the slowest movement because he has an unbreakable state. Well, you better watch the next details. Unbreakable state. The unbreakable state in Marcus' basic attack appears much slower than Jack's attack. Not only that, the duration is almost 4 times shorter than Jack's. The unbreakable state on Marcus' spin attack appears 15 milliseconds slower and disappears 5 milliseconds earlier compared to Sarge's. Damn! The unbreakable state duration of Marcus' upper attack is only 1/3 of Jack's. And here, Marcus doesn't even have a single millisecond unbreakable state in his special attack. Meanwhile, this hero has a really long unbreakable state duration. It's almost 1 second. Well, after you know that Marcus's unbreakable state is nothing compared to other Legion heroes, I think you should know these following facts. Even though Marcus uses a giant sword, this weapon doesn't really have an impact on his damage.
I don't believe you.
Alright, let's look at the facts.
Marcus's heavy attack damage is 51 points weaker than Emperor's. Whereas with Ichu, the difference is 72 points of damage. Compared to Kibo, Marcus's is 148 points weaker. 164 points weaker than Midnight's. And look at this, even if only with his bare hands. Ironclad outperformed Marcus by 221 points. When compared to Monkey King, Marcus is 268 points weaker. And for Sarge, Marcus's damage is 306 points weaker. On Queen Cobra, the heavy attack has 3 hits. The damage is 672, 215, and 144 points. So, if totaled, she is able to provide 350 for more damage than Marcus. Against Butcher, Marcus's heavy attack damage is 55% weaker. When compared to Azuma, Marcus's is 70% weaker. Meanwhile, with Kate the Liquidator, Marcus is weaker by 499 points of damage. Compared to Yunlin, Marcus's heavy attack is 536 points weaker. Here, a thin katana defeats a giant sword. Marcus's attack is 84% weaker. Damn, Fireguard's heavy attacks deal 441, 442, and 884 points of damage. It's 163% more painful than Marcus's. And this is the strongest heavy attack in the arena right now. If totaled, Jet's heavy attack can erase 2,651 of your health points. Isn't that insane? That's 4 times stronger than Marcus's, you know?
Insane.
I'm not done yet.
Useless talent. So, you've seen some of Marcus' weak points. Starting from his attack speed, unbreakable state, to his damage. But you know, there is another thing that makes Marcus a weak hero. Yes, out of the 10 talents he has, there is one talent that does not benefit Marcus. Let's see. And this is a talent that is completely useless, and just a waste in Marcus's talent tree. Let's see how trashy this talent is. Without Shadow Warrior talent, without the Shadow Warrior talent, Marcus needs 8 successful heavy attacks to fully charge his Shadow energy. With Shadow Warrior talent, with the buff of the Shadow Warrior talent, the number of heavy attacks required is reduced by 2. Now let's compare with other heroes. Shang is able to get 23% shadow energy for each upper attack, while Marcus is only 16%. So Marcus is 7% weaker than Shang, who doesn't have a talent. That increases the ability to gain shadow energy. 18% of shadow energy is charged for each successful low attack Marcus does, while Kibo is able to fill 25%. So Marcus will be slower to fill his energy shadow than Kibo. And still the same. Kibo can fully charge her shadow energy with just her slashes from her spinning attack. Meanwhile, Marcus is only able to fill 22% of shadow energy. I don't understand why a hero who has a special talent can lose to one who doesn't have it.
Confusing!
Well, Helga is crazier than Kibo. One hit, Helga can fill up 33.33% of her power of light, while Marcus is only able to fill up 12.4% of his shadow energy for one hit of his basic attack. This caused Marcus to need 9 hits, while Helga only needed 3 times to fully recharge.
How come?
And look at this. You won't be hard to see the difference. Marcus's Shadow Warrior talent really looks useless here, even though he already got a buff from that talent. Marcus can only get 16% shadow energy from his successful heavy attack, while Sarge gets around 60% shadow energy from it. And this is even funnier and more disappointing. Please pay attention to the shadow bar and the timer. You see that the 10th second Fire Guard has managed to fully charge his shadow energy by just standing still. Meanwhile, my Marcus is still running here and there. I don't know whether to laugh or cry at how useless the talent of the Shadow Warrior is. Well, I think you all understand why Marcus is a weak hero. Honestly, he is a hero who needs a buff due to his lousy attack speed, low physical damage, uncompetitive unbreakable state, and useless talent. In conclusion, Marcus needs a buff or adjustment. At least he should get a buff for his Shadow Warrior talent, because as you saw earlier, this talent is really disappointing. I'm sure 99% of Marcus users will choose the General's Luck talent over this because it helps Marcus cover his snail-like speed. Hopefully Banzai Games will give a big buff to the Shadow Warrior talent so that this talent doesn't just turn into trash. If this talent gets a buff that attracts attention, then there will be players who use this talent in ranked matches. So maybe Marcus's heavy attack spammer, who only relies on General's Luck talent, will decrease with this. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching this long video.